everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all well. I'm here to do Theme Thursday, which this week is things that go or things that go together. So I thought I'd start off with these two little terrible toddlers, terrible twosomes. Jameson and Chase's little bromance. Any of those sort of connotations, but they're just both just gorgeous. And of course they go together, obviously. And also they both have things that go. So if you look at Jameson, he has on his little police car t-shirt. And this is absolutely adorable. I got this from the next clearance for £2.50 instead of £5. And which I was quite pleased about, because it meant I could get another one for £2.50 for the same money. So it's bargains all round, isn't it? Two for the price of one, really. Bog off. Buy one, get one free. Let's move his little teddy bear that Tegan bought him. And I like this because it's got all these lovely splashes all over it. And then it's got the little cars. So I don't really know whether they're driving through puddles of paint like that one is there, and then someone's throwing paint bombs at them or what, but I just really like the design. I think it's fun, and I think it'll be nice in the summer, you know, for him to wear in the summer, a little bit of a bright colour and a bit of fun. He looks like he's almost smiling at the idiot mum, isn't he now? Look at him. Silly mummy. And then over on the left, we've got Teagan's Chase, who she absolutely adores, and he's sitting there in Jameson's shirt. That's why it's a little bit big. But I thought this would suit him down to a treat. Down to a T. And on the front, he's got just adventure on the pocket, embroidered above the pocket. And it's a nice little check shirt with little fake sleeves, like as if he's got a little t-shirt underneath. But if I can just squeeze past a tripod, which I left my shoes in the way when I came in yesterday, so that's not good. Put them away, Denise. And you won't fall over them. If I turn him around, on his back, he's got this gorgeous car. There you go. Which obviously goes. So they both have cars. Jameson's thinking, how come I never got to wear that now? You can see it in his face, can't you? Look. Oh well. That's what he's saying. Oh well, that's what his expression says. So I thought I'd bring these two up first, because you'll see why as we go along. But I'm not saying anything, but I'm sure you'll realise. So there you go, there's Chase and Jameson to start us off for this week's Theme Thursday. Look at her. Next up is Lydia, and she is wearing this gorgeous dress that came with a box opening. And I was absolutely chuffed to bits when I saw this dress was in there, because not only is it a gorgeous dress and looks lovely on Lydia, but you'll see why shortly when I show you. And on the front, she's got little sailboats, just in the embroidery there. I don't know if you can see them, but that's a little sailboat. So they go, don't they? Go along on the sea. And of course we live near the sea. Somebody asked me the other day if I live near the sea. Yes, I do. I live in a little seaside town in Devon called Teignmouth, which is absolutely gorgeous, lovely place to live in, right by the sea. It takes me 10 minutes, probably a normal person 5, my grandchildren 2 minutes to get to the beach. And it's lovely. You can walk Lexi down there. We've got everything close to hand. I love it here. When we moved in, I thought this is absolutely perfect, and I always said that I'm hoping that I don't go out of here until I'm in my box way off in the future. But yeah, it is. It's absolutely lovely, as long as you don't mind cleaning seagull droppings off your car and listening to them screaming in the night. But then after a while, like anywhere you live, you don't hear it anymore. But it is lovely. It is a nice place to live. It's reasonably quiet, even though we live with a dual carriageway out the front of the flat and a train station out the other side of the flat. But you don't hear it after a while. It's not loud. We've got double glazing. And in the summer, you get steam trains go up and down. And the Flying Scotsman went past. I think, was it last? No, it would be year 4 last now, wouldn't it? With COVID. and the time goes so fast. I feel like we've got this limbo in between, haven't we, for months and months and months, where everything has stopped except for my grandchildren keep growing every time I see them on a video call. Bless them. And yeah, but we saw the Flying Scotsman. We just went out on our back balcony on the back of the flat, and there was all these train buffs on the bridge that's just over from us, and along the edge of our car park, all taking photos and filming the Flying Scotsman. And we just stood in the balcony and watched it. It was amazing. I loved it. So much atmosphere, and the noise and the steam. It was wonderful. Because even though I'm 60, I can't remember steam trains. To be honest, I remember going to meet my dad from the train station with Mum and my little brother, and we were like 2 and 3.5 or 4, somewhere around there, because he used to be in the Royal Air Force, and he'd go abroad and he'd come back, and sometimes we'd go and meet him at the train station. And I can remember, these big, normal trains like we have now. They weren't steam trains. I don't know what they're called now, diesel or whatever, but normal trains. And they just seem massive. I can remember one time going, and my brother said, "Who's that man?" Which is sad really when you think about it, isn't it? But he said, "Who's that man?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Daddy." And then I run up, and then I got close to the train, and it made a noise, and I was like, "Oh." And I still don't like trains to this day, ever since that time, because the gap between when you're that age, the gap between the platform and the train seemed massive, and this train was massive, and the noise it makes, and the railway station, and I still am not good travelling on trains to this day. Generally avoid them. I have this fear of getting on there and I won't know when to get off, and I'll end up somewhere miles away from where I need to go, all confused and discombobulated, because I'm a terrible traveller. I would never travel very far on my own unless I absolutely knew the route off by heart. So there you go. So there's Lydia. I try not to speed them too fast on the way through, but I have actually rechanged every baby this morning because they were dressed for Theme Thursday, and I was thinking, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do this morning. They'll end up with matched sets for outfits and things like that, things that go together, because I haven't got a lot of anything that goes on. And I was thinking, what have I got? And I couldn't think of anything. And then it suddenly dawned on me then that I had the things you're going to see today, and it might be fun. So, and have a little play around with it again, a little tweak on Theme Thursday. But it meant that I had to get all the babies, except for Chase and Jameson, who were already changed. I had to get all the babies changed. So it took me an hour and a half to sort out the clothes, get them out the wardrobe, dig them out. There was one romper that had gone to the back and I couldn't find it anywhere. And then I had to iron dresses, because looking at Lydia's dress, it doesn't look like it, but I did actually iron it. It's just the fabric, I think. I don't think it's my ironing. It has that lovely crumpled, almost linen effect to it. It's really lovely, it is. But yeah, iron them, their clothes, dress them, do their hair and everything. Hour and a half it's taken me. But we're all set now and we're on the off. So there we go. So that's Lydia. Oh, just look at Tristan. He looks gorgeous. As soon as I finish videoing, I'm going to have to put cardies on these babies, though, because they're making me feel cold. Even though I'm always warm, and I got warm moving around, dressing them and everything, they're making me feel cold now, because it's not that warm a day. But they do look adorable. And he's got the same sort of outfit on. He's got blue and white striped outfit, so it goes together with Lydia's. And he's got a little sailboat on the pocket. And he's also got I put long socks on because it's not very warm today, little blue socks from Nutmeg that I bought. It's surprising now, everything seems to be pre-COVID. So I know I bought them before COVID, so then I'm thinking, well actually how long ago was that then? Because COVID's been around for 12 months or more. And if I bought them before that, then when did I buy them? So that sort of question keeps coming up at the moment. Before I forget, because me got a brain like a sieve, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who suggested magnesium for restless legs. I had heard about eating a banana a day, and I tried it, and I didn't think it was doing anything, but I thought, well, the vitamins won't hurt, and instead of having a few biscuits in the morning for a snack with my coffee, I'll be healthier and have a banana instead. But nothing really was happening. And then I had actually just found out about magnesium the day before. Honestly, the day before, I was so desperate, I typed in like home remedies for restless legs, because I was getting like 2 hours sleep a night, if that, and sometimes that was broken into like half an hour here, 20 minutes there, and I really was at the end of my tether. It had been going on like that for 3 weeks now. And then every now and again I'd be so exhausted I'd crash out for 3 hours, say, or 2 hours, because I was just sleeping through it because I was just so tired. And I'm anemic as well. I was only 7.9. I'd gone down to 7.8 by the time I'd gone down for my iron infusion on Tuesday. So, which was rather good actually, because I went in for my iron infusion, and she said to me, "Oh, you're really low." I said, "Yeah, I'm the lowest I've ever been." And she said, "Oh, because you were doing quite well just until then." I said, "Yeah, I know, like you do, just chatting away." And then she said to me, "Well, you'll probably have to come back for another one," which happens when you're really low. You have one, drip of iron, and then you'll come back, say, 2 weeks and have another one. I said, "Yeah, I thought the same." I said, "It's not a problem. Just glad to get it done. Just making chit-chat conversation, really." And they know me there anyway, because I've been in and out so often for these darned iron infusions. And then I sat waiting, and normally they sit you down, they make you coffee, and they offer you biscuits, and they get the machine out, that thing that does the drip. I don't know what it's called, but they hang the drip on there and it feeds it, to make it go. I don't know what it's called. But that thing anyway, that makes the drip work. Or whatever you're having. And I'm waiting. It's like 1/4 hour, and I'm thinking, oh, have they forgotten me? I don't know whether to say something or not. And of course, I'm in the room, and then there's an older couple across from me, and he was on the drip and wired up and whatever. And then there's another man over in the corner, and he's having a drip for something other. And then there's somebody else across the other corner from me, and they got a drip on for something or other, but no staff, so I couldn't ask anybody. So I was sitting there, and I had a sip of my coffee, and oh my god, it was disgusting. It was the worst coffee I'd ever had. It was really horrible. So I thought, oh, and I was really looking forward to a coffee as well. And I waited and waited, and I thought, oh, I'll just have to ask somebody. And the time's going on, and I'm thinking, oh, because you're just thinking, well, where are they, aren't you? Normally it's like straight in, and they put the drip straight, set it all up, and you're off. And then she comes in with this big bag, this big long bag, like you get the saline solution in, but like twice as long, because you get like one of those bags for iron, and it's full of iron. And then once that goes, through the drip machine, then you got to sit for 20 minutes. They flush it through as well with some saline solution to make sure you've got every drop. And then they say like sit for 20 minutes, and then you can go home. So she comes in with this great big bag, looked like a sausage. And she said, oh, they decided that because you're so low, we're going to give you a double dose all in one go. So I thought, oh my god, I'm going to be here for hours, because it looked like a massive bag. But I noticed that they set the drip faster. It was, it was doing that da-dunk, 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 da-dunk. No, instead of da-dunk, 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 like it normally does, it was doing it faster. And it wasn't so bad. And then when it got to the end, she didn't bother putting the flush on to flush the last little tiny bit down. I suppose they thought I had enough by then. So it was fine. And then I waited a little while, and then I came home. And in the morning, I had to go up to Exeter, because I'm going to have a camera in a pill. They call it a capsule camera endoscopy or something like that. It is. And this camera, you swallow this pill, and this camera goes through your system, taking photos all the way through, because they can't find out why I'm always getting so anemic. So I get up there, and she says, oh, well, this is, and we have to get there for 8 o'clock. And I'm not a morning person. I'm too stiff, and my tramadol hasn't set in, and everything. But we went up for that first, and then I had to go to 2 different hospitals. I had to go to Exeter first for my camera pill, which when I got there, she said it's a dummy run today, and I thought, oh flip, that means I got to come back. So she did a dummy run. She gave me this great big horse tablet to swallow. So I did that, and then she said, right, come back tomorrow at 10 to 1, and we'll do an x-ray to make sure it doesn't get stuck anywhere. She said the tablet will dissolve. She says, don't worry about it, but we want to catch it before it dissolves away, just in case there's anything going on inside that might be an obstacle, that when we put the camera pill through, the camera might get stuck, because then you'll need an operation to, to get the camera back out. So I thought, right, okay then. So did all that, and then came back, had a coffee, and then went off to Torquay then for my iron infusion. So it was a long day Tuesday, and then yesterday I had to go back for, she said the appointment's 1 o'clock for your x-ray, but if you get there at 10 to might be a good idea, she said, because we don't want this thing dissolving, if you have to wait or anything like that. Hopefully they'll get you straight in, but just in case. So I get there now, and of course, with COVID, you've got to go in the hospital on your own, haven't you? And I don't know Exeter Hospital. So I'm wandering around now trying to find this place. And yesterday she said to me, or Tuesday, the nurse said to me, just go to F, find F, and it's there. So I get to F, and I'm looking around, there's nothing in F. Nothing that says x-ray anywhere. So I wandered a little tiny bit more at the corridor, and there was a nurse stopped to play with her phone. You had to do something on her phone. So I grabbed her and asked where it was, and she told me it was in M, which is just a little bit further up. So they obviously got a different alphabet to everybody else. And I found it, and I went in there, and I go in there, and she says, you're not booked in for an appointment. So I thought, oh right. I said, so I explained, I went through all it, and she said, are you sure it was today? When I had to go through all that, besides the have you got a temperature, have you been by anyone with COVID, have you had a COVID test, have you this, have you that, what's your doctors, what's your date of birth, all that kind of stuff. Then it was like, we haven't got an appointment for you, you're not down. So I had to sit and wait then, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm going to be waiting, and my tablet's going to dissolve before I get my x-ray, if I get one today. And I was thinking, it's gone past 1 o'clock now, should I just go home, and because it's probably disappeared? And then she appeared then, and she said, oh, they'd put me in on the end of clinic. But so then I went and had my x-ray, so that was okay. But on the way up to Exeter, oh, suddenly went light then, didn't it? On the way up to Exeter, I had the fright of my life. If you've ever had a near bump in a car, you know what it's like. It's a shock. Your arms bristle, and you swear at the other person, especially if they've done something wrong. Well, yesterday when we were going up to Exeter, the motorway was covered in fog. I don't know why the light's changing, because it's not really changing apart from on my phone. So it's absolutely covered in fog. And on the way up, you've got to go past the garage. And you could not see anything on the road, just, there was no visibility. You could see probably 20 feet or maybe a bit more, I don't know, because you're in a car, it's hard to guess, but it was not very far. So luckily enough, I've been nagging hubby all the way up, don't go too fast, because the visibility is awful. And luckily enough, he wasn't. I'm sorry about my phone, it's changing on its own. I don't know if it'll show up on the film, but it's going light then dark, light then dark. It's probably trying to set itself or something. And then we're going through this fog, and you could see like very distant lights, but you couldn't see anything else, so it just looks like the road is clear. And then all of a sudden, right in front of us was a huge lorry, a white lorry, and he was sideways across the road. He pulled out from the garage and not bothered about any of the traffic. I don't know if he saw, we had our lights on and everything, so he must have seen us. But he must have just pulled out. He had no lights along the sides of the lorry or anything. So you literally were going along, and the next second you're driving into the side of a lorry. It was that close. But luckily, because he was coming out of the garage, he was sort of at an angle, but he was right across our lane. And then they turned back in because they're so big. So he'd come out, he was right across our lane, and like hubby automatically braked. And I can see the side of the lorry coming nearer and nearer to us, and I'm thinking, we're never going to get past it. And then, like, within a second, hubby had swerved and gone around him. But luckily enough, there was nothing in the other lane, because it was either hit the lorry or go out into the other lane and go around it. Honest to God, I said every swear word in the English and Welsh language when we went past him. And as we drove past him, he was just driving. You know, like you lean forward to see, like, oh, you know, I can't see up there, so I'm leaning over the steering wheel to see. He was like that. I wanted to get out the car and knock his head off his shoulders. I really did. And Hubby's like, well, just relax now, we're fine, you know, it's okay, it's just one of those things, let it go. And all the way up, I was like, I could kill him. I could kill him. And it really did frighten me. And all the years that I don't drive anymore, but all the years I've driven and all the times I've been in the car since I was a little girl, and, you know, and you have these scares, but that was the first time in my life that I really thought I'd had my chips for a second, and I was really angry. I wasn't afraid. My heart was pumping, the adrenaline was going, but I wasn't afraid. I was actually so angry. If we had hit him and we hadn't have had much of an accident and I had got out of the car, I would have punched his head in through his window. I know it sounds awful and violent and horrible, but I was so angry that he did that to me and put my life at risk. You know, leave my risk injuring us or killing us or leaving my children and grandchildren without us. I wanted to get hold of him and wring his bloody neck. So I really did. I should probably edit that bit out, shouldn't I, before I get into trouble with YouTube. So there you are. So there's Tristan. Looking absolutely adorable. He does look nice in this. It'd be nice in the summer, won't it? Even if we are still stuck in, because I reckon we'll probably be on another lockdown by then. Hopefully not, because of everyone having their injections now. But I don't know. But he does look really adorable, and it will be nice to see little rompers and dresses and different things in the summer, won't it? So right, so talked about him long enough and other things. So let's move on to the next baby. So next up is Owen Roy, better known as Peanut, or AKA Peanut. And he is wearing a similar outfit to Tristan's, funnily enough, but he does look a tad warmer. But I will put cardio on him in a bit. Bless him, and the other babies. So he is wearing a little hat. I couldn't find the one I wanted. This one had to do. I had so many babies to change. I just lost patience of trying to find hats, because my hat and sock drawer for the boys is so full that you're literally just turning stuff over trying to find things sometimes. I really need to go through it, but then I need every hat to go with outfits and things, so it won't get any better. It'll just be tidy for a while. And he's wearing this lovely little proper little sailor suit with a little ship or little sailboat, and another one on there, look, and it's got stripes. The stripes are very important. It's got a little pretty original cardigan, which is like a vintage one really, because it's years old, and it was mum's out of her things. And then little stripy socks to match. So he looks adorable. He looks really sweet, bless him, doesn't he? Oh, bless. I really got to sort out his body. I need to take some of the belly out. I put soft stuffing in there, and I thought that it was going to be more limp, you know, when you picked him up and things, and would go flat quicker, but it hasn't. It's stayed like it is, just to fool me. I put the same stuffing in Tristan, and then I had to add some more because he went all sort of flat around his shoulders, and every time you picked him up, the top half of him would almost fold in half. So there you go. There's Peanut, looking absolutely adorable. Unfortunately, by the time I got to the ever gorgeous Ethan Michael, I'd run out of sailor suits and anything nautical, but he is in blue and white and he does match. So you might be starting to notice a little theme now, mightn't you? And these will the theme will go together, but in a different way to what you're probably expecting. So he's wearing a vintage romper. He was wearing this the other week for something, or one of the babies was, I remember. I think it was him wearing it. Little blue socks, and then a blue cardi with pockets on that he borrowed off Lydia. But I think actually I might leave it in the boys' things, because I really like it, and then if I want it for Lydia, I'll just take it out. But if I put it in the boys' things, I'll remember it's there. I won't remember it in the back of her drawer when it comes to times like this, and you could do the little blue cardi. And then he's got a little blue hat on. Cover his little baldy bonds. But this is lovely, this is. It's got the little bit of embroidery, proper old-fashioned romper like my boys wore, especially my oldest. My oldest is 43 in September. So, you know, he's going back, oh sorry Lex, going back to, you know, the more traditional romper than you see now. I mean, they do make them now, but it's not quite the same, is it? There's something different about them. I don't think you could really generally, you'd have to let me know actually. Has anybody, like they always say, don't throw anything away because it comes back in fashion. And I've always thought, well, by the time it comes back in fashion, you won't fit it, most likely. And also it might be made of like different fabrics or using different colours. It looks slightly different somehow. And it'll be obvious that you're wearing something that was like from the 60s in the 90s or whatever. But it is really cute, isn't it? But I wonder if there's anyone ever kept anything. Because I always go through all our drawers, mine and the babies, every few months, at least 3 or 4 times a year. And also get rid of a certain amount. I'm at a bit of a struggle at the moment to go through the baby's things and get rid of anything, because everything I've got I want. I don't want to get rid of because it's too nice. You know, it's not been handled enough that it's even slightly worn. It's just nice things, and I don't want to part with anything. Their Dolly wardrobe could do with going through. Mine, I could not get in there this morning to try and find things. It took me ages to find one of the dresses and one of the rompers. I didn't think I was going to make it with the romper, especially. I thought I'm never going to find it, and then I did, so I was very lucky. So there's Ethan and Michael, looking absolutely gorgeous, just like my grandson Michael, as always. Just every time I see him, I know I say it every time I see him, like, oh, Michael. Bless him. So there you go, that's, she nearly said Michael then. A little Ethan Michael. Bless her. Next up is Scarlet, and she is Scarlet Olivia, and she is my gorgeous lavender asleep. Absolutely lovely. And she is wearing a creamy, a winter white it is really, long sleeved onesie that belongs to Lydia. I often wonder if people spot it and think, oh, she's wearing Lydia's top, or he's wearing Tristan's cardigan. With a lovely ruff around the neck, which always makes every outfit look really nice, doesn't it? Just finishes it off. And then my favourite headband for the little ones that go with anything, especially for Scarlet. It really suits her. And then this little outfit that I got in the next clearance for £3, which normally has a yellow onesie underneath, but I thought, being it's colder, I'd put this one underneath today. And I decided to call that a lemon now, because I keep saying pear or lemon, I'm not sure, but I've decided it's going to be a lemon now. And she's got the blue and white stripes, so I thought that would match today with our go together theme that we got going on. Oh, sorry, Lex, he was in the way. Lexi is like under my feet because there's babies everywhere on the floor. There's babies on the floor, toddlers on the floor, a nursing pillow on the floor, and my tripod and my shoes I left out, and the dog. So we're all trying to skirt around, well, not all of them, just me and the dog, trying to skirt around each other to find room. Before I go any further though, look at this lot on the bed, look. Looks like a nursery, doesn't it? Like a little orphanage or something. I don't know what to call it. You know, like, look at all the little ones over there, look, all blue and white, bless them. And 2 boys are probably chatting away, look. And the babies are like, oh, I've been dumped over here. Oh, Scarlet will be enjoying them now in a minute. Actually, I could put her back in her crib out of the way to make room because there's so many on the bed. So there you go. Oh, cutting her head off. There's a adorable little Scarlet. Look at these two. They look just precious, don't they? They've got matching dresses, obviously, and you can really see the sailboats on their dresses. And I didn't realise till after, well, just now actually, when I was moving them around, I put their dresses on the wrong way around. If you look, Abby's is slightly closer fitting, especially across the shoulders, and hers is looser fitting, look. And it doesn't really notice that much, but the skirts are a huge difference, look. Because one's 9 to 12 months and one's 12 to 18 months. But that's fine. They can fight over it later. And they both got matching bows in their hair as well. And I just think they look really sweet. I really love these dresses. I would be so loath to part with them. I'd love to find some more things that's really similar. Gorgeous, aren't they? Pretty girls. So next up is Ava, and then I'm really hoping I haven't missed any of the babies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and Ava's 12. No, I think that's right. I don't think we missed anybody because it's 11. I've got 11 babies and we've got Chase with us today, so just hold that thought. So last but not least, I think we're just going to make it before we run out of light because it's either raining or it's just about to break into rain. I think we're going to have a nice shower by the look of it, but oh, she's heavy. Last but not least is gorgeous Ava Marie, and that's my knee clicking again. It's doing it all the time lately. And she is wearing a lovely navy dress. I thought it didn't matter it was navy because she's a big girl, and she's got her little pumps on, and she's got little sailboats all over the dress. And I made this dress for her last summer, I think it was, and I really like it on her. I like the navy on her. It looks really nice. It looks smart. I like the sailboats because it's nice because we live near the sea to have sail things, isn't it? Nautical things. I like nautical things anyway. They just look smart, don't they? So there you go. Says our theme Thursday. The rabble on the bed have all got to be put back in their places now. Various prams and cribs and other little places around the flat. And I'm going off for coffee and some lunch because I'm exhausted now doing all that in one morning. So I hope you enjoyed the babies, and I hope you have a lovely week. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Look after yourselves and each other. Bye for now. Bye.